Why are Google's most advanced AIs functionally illiterate in thousands of languages? The answer reveals a fatal flaw in Western tech, and the reason Africa is engineering the next leap in artificial intelligence. What if the very future of technology isn't being coded in Silicon Valley, but is being written from the ground up in the heart of Africa? For decades, the story of global innovation has been a singular narrative, a tale told from a handful of tech hubs in the West. But that story is incomplete, and a powerful new chapter is being authored today. Forget everything you think you know about global innovation, because a seismic shift is underway, one written not just in code, but in the rich, complex tones of Yoruba, Swahili, Amharic, and thousands of other languages that the old guard of technology has systematically ignored. This is the rise of Africa's Silicon Savanna, a movement poised to fundamentally decolonize technology and reshape our digital world by building intelligence that truly understands all of humanity. Today, we are going on a deep dive into one of the most critical yet underreported technological shifts of our time. This isn't a story about playing catch-up. It's a story about leapfrogging into an entirely new paradigm of what artificial intelligence can and should be. We will explore the profound limitations of current AI, witness the groundbreaking solutions emerging from Africa, and uncover why this work isn't just a regional fix. It's the blueprint for the next generation of global technology. The central question we will answer is this: why is Africa's unparalleled linguistic diversity the key to solving AI's biggest problem? Part 2. The scale of the problem, a crisis of exclusion. To truly appreciate the revolution, we must first confront the staggering scale of the problem. The artificial intelligence built by Silicon Valley giants is, without doubt, an engineering marvel. It can compose music, write code, and generate photorealistic images. But this intelligence is also profoundly narrow and parochial. While these models are fluent in approximately 100 of the world's most dominant languages, they are effectively blind, deaf, and mute when confronted with over 2,000 African languages. This isn't a minor oversight or a simple gap on a roadmap. It is a canyon of exclusion that affects hundreds of millions of people. Let's make this concrete. Imagine a smallholder farmer in rural Ethiopia noticing a strange blight on her teff crops. She pulls out her smartphone, a device that connects her to the world's knowledge. But when she asks a leading AI assistant in her native language, Oromo, for advice, she is met with silence or a nonsensical error message. The AI that can draft a sonnet in English is useless to her. Consider a student in Senegal, eager to learn about advanced physics. The vast majority of online resources are in English or French. While she may understand these languages, complex concepts are always graphed most deeply in one's mother tongue. An AI tutor that operates in Wolof could unlock her full potential, but no such tool exists in the mainstream. This digital language barrier is an active force that locks people out of economic opportunity, educational resources, and essential services. It silently but powerfully reinforces global inequalities by declaring that certain cultures, certain knowledge systems, and certain ways of understanding the world are not valuable enough to be included in our digital future. For decades, the implied solution from the tech world has been assimilation. To participate, you must conform, learn English. But the innovators of Africa's Silicon Savanna are radically rejecting this premise. They are asking a more profound and powerful question. What if, instead of us learning to talk to the machine finally learned to understand us? The answer to that question is where the real innovation begins. Africa is not solving this problem by adopting Western tools. It is solving it by inventing entirely new ones. The methodology here is fundamentally different. The standard approach in the West, known as fine-tuning, involves taking a massive pre-existing AI model like GPT-4, which was trained primarily on English language text from the internet, and trying to gently nudge it to understand another language. It's like trying to teach a whale to climb a tree. The underlying architecture is all wrong. This process often results in shallow, literal, and often culturally tone-deaf translations that miss the essence of the language. The African approach is the opposite, building from the ground up. This means starting from scratch with locally sourced, curated datasets in languages like isiZulu, Hausa, or Kinyarwanda. This isn't about scraping the internet for scattered bits of text. It's a painstaking, community-driven process of collecting stories, recording conversations, digitizing oral histories, and digitizing literature. Crucially, it involves linguists, anthropologists, and community elders from the very beginning to ensure the AI captures not just vocabulary, but context, metaphor, humor, and cultural values. A brilliant example of this is Masakhane, a grassroots research collective whose name means "we build together" in isiZulu. Masakhane is not a single company, but a decentralized movement of researchers and developers across Africa working collaboratively to democratize natural language processing, NLP, research. They are building the foundational datasets and models for languages that big tech has deemed low resource. Then there are applied companies like Lelapa AI, which has created a model called Vula Vula, meaning to open in Xitsonga. Vula Vula is designed specifically to understand and process text and speech in African languages, performing tasks like sentiment analysis, named entity recognition, and summarization in a way that is culturally relevant. Another key player is GNHP, focused on creating resources for Ghanaian languages like Twi, Ga, and Iwe. Their work ensures that the very DNA of these AI models is African, leading to tools that don't just translate words, but comprehend meaning. This ground-up approach doesn't just create a more accurate tool, it builds a foundation for true digital sovereignty, where technology serves local needs on local terms. Part 4. The bigger implication: redefining global AI. Now this is where the story transcends Africa and becomes a global imperative. The work happening here isn't just about solving a local problem of language access. It's about solving a fundamental flaw in the very architecture of modern artificial intelligence. The next great leap in AI will not come from pouring more English language data into increasingly large and expensive models. It will come from a breakthrough in genuine contextual understanding, the ability for AI to navigate ambiguity, grasp nuance, and adapt to different cultural frameworks. In short, AI needs to become truly multilingual and multicultural to become truly intelligent. Where better to solve the problem of extreme complexity and diversity than in an environment that is defined by it? Africa's unparalleled linguistic diversity is not a complication to overcome, it is the ultimate training ground. The continent is a living laboratory of communication. An AI model that can successfully learn to navigate the nuances between thousands of languages, including those with limited digital footprints, will inherently be more robust, flexible, and sophisticated than a model trained only on a handful of structurally similar languages. The techniques being pioneered here, for handling low-resource languages, for transferring learning between languages, and for incorporating cultural knowledge directly into AI, are the very techniques that will power the next wave of global AI applications. The architectures being perfected in Lagos, Nairobi, and Accra are creating a new blueprint for the world. They're proving that the future of AI is not monolingual. It is profoundly multilingual. It is not culturally blind, it is culturally aware. The models born in the Silicon Savanna have the potential to become the new global standard because they are designed from the start for a pluralistic world, not just a homogenized one. They are built for everyone, not just the privileged few. So let's envision the future this revolution is building. Imagine a developer in Brazil using an AI architecture pioneered in Africa to create educational tools for indigenous communities in the Amazon. Imagine a small business owner in rural India leveraging this technology to access global markets in her local dialect. Imagine a future where the sum of human knowledge is accessible and interactive in every language on Earth. This is the world that Africa's Silicon Savanna is making possible. A future where technology acts as a bridge, amplifying all voices instead of silencing them. The revolution we've outlined today is more than just technology. It's about agency, equity, and the very soul of our digital future. It's about who gets to define progress and on whose terms. The decolonization of tech is not a metaphor. It is an active, unfolding process led by visionary minds who understand that true innovation must be inclusive to be powerful and sustainable. The future of a truly intelligent global internet will be woven from the rich tapestry of human language, and African languages are providing the essential missing threads. This isn't a trend to watch from the sidelines, it is one of the most important stories in technology today. The question for you now that you understand the stakes is, will you be a passive observer, or
Will you engage with, support, and become part of this movement? The conversation is happening now. What will you contribute? Thank you for your time.